Hello everybody! So today I want to talk about MILS plates and how they are not as expensive as you might think. Alright, welcome back everybody. So I want to talk about MILS plates, and a lot of people think that they are really expensive, and they're actually not, especially if you have some old bricks laying around. Like really, they can be way cheaper. So let's back up. What does MILS stand for? It is a modular interlinking landscaping system. It adds a bit of depth to your plate, because if you just build off of a standard plate here, you can't add any depth except when you have to build up. If you do it with a MILS plate, you're already one brick up. So if I wanted to add an indented walkway or push down for some of like a pond, or if I'm going to do kind of like a river through this, I can do it on here and just kind of sink it in a little bit and give some 3D to a 3-dimensional building, because you're building with Lego. You want to be 3-dimensional about it. So that is kind of what it is. It also adds, again, a lot of rigidity. I can barely bend this, especially, well, this is using two 8x8s here and here, and then a 16x16. There's no, look how it's going. Oh, see, there it finally went. If I put like all my strength into it there. It is very sturdy, especially whenever there is a building on top of it. We'll talk about first why I personally use them, because even though I'm someone that has a very small city, if you even want to consider it that, I like it for a few different reasons. Now, I use them. Primary reason is they add a bunch of rigidity because it adds a lot of thickness. So I have a plate here, they're very flimsy. If you do one of these, they are not flimsy at all. And when you have a building on here that you just spent the past, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours building, the last thing you want to do is to hold it and then for it to flex and then come off the build plate. You really don't want that, especially if you're moving them around or if you have kids that are going to be playing with your city as well. So I have a few different things here. I'm going to talk about the way I configure these, another option, and then kind of what the YouTubers will tell you to do, which I think is dumb, and we'll kind of go through the prices of them. So if you watch someone like Brixie, okay, he tells you to use these 4x6 plates on top of whatever it is you're doing. I don't know why. It is such an inefficient use of parts, and it's expensive, because in one 8x8 I would need 3 of these roughly to make up that same area, where I also could just use a 16x16 and look at the difference there. This 16x16 plate can be had for as little as 50 cents. These can be upwards of 20 cents a piece. If you really piece them out and you buy like 1 or 2 at a time, you can get them for cheap, maybe 8 or 10 cents. But regardless, after you buy just a few of those, you're already past the 50 cents for a green plate. They get a little more expensive, so if you end up doing a light bluish gray or a dark bluish gray, they're gonna be upwards of $3 a piece. That is still cheaper than filling out this whole plate for $6. You're not gonna fill it out with all of these. And it's not even just these you have to worry about. It is the underlayment, okay? So we spent $1 to get 2 of these, okay? Even if we were doing these in green, this is going to be looking at probably $10 at least to get these. When I flip this over, you can see how I have the bricks underneath set up. These bricks right here, if you were to buy them used on Bricklink or just have them laying around, this is 44 cents of bricks. So you see all those on there? That is 44 cents. They are 2 cents a piece used on Bricklink. You can get that from almost any store. 1 cent if you can buy them in a bigger bulk. If someone has even more of them, they might have them down for a penny. I just picked these colors because I have a ton of these. I bought these light bluish gray ones in bulk, and I try to match the front with whatever my front plate is. But again, you can make them any colors you want. You'll never see any of this regardless. So what colors you use, which a lot of people say use rainbow bricks, so the bright color ones that you normally don't build with, use those, okay? 22 cents of bricks, and you can see I have 4 8x8s back here. Again, I could also just use 2 16x16s and do that way, okay? Then, for your base plate, I'm gonna commit a bit of trees in here. This is not a standard Lego build plate. There's no things on the studs. This is a knockoff one, okay? So I got a 6-pack of these. So I'm sorry, this was a 8-pack of these, and they're $16. And it comes with 2 blue, 2 green, 2 light gray, and 2 tan in that pack. I have actually bought the 16-pack is what I bought personally, but if you want to get a smaller amount, again, so $16 for these. You're going to cut them in half if you need to. I'm going to show you how to do that here too. So you're talking $2 for this, and then $1 for a 16 by 32 plate. You can't get that anywhere else. That is the best deal you can do. This is never going to be seen, so I don't feel bad not using Lego for this because it is just for the bottom of my MILS plate. It is not for the top. Everything else is actual Lego, okay? So I've got my math here, all right? So 2 16 by 16s are gonna be anywhere from $1 to $6 for 2 of them. You get the 8-pack of plates, so that's $2 for a plate. If you're doing a 16 by 32, that's $1 for the plate. 2x2 bricks, they are about 2 cents a piece online. 4x4, 2x4 bricks are 2 cents a piece. So I can build this MILS plate, okay, using 2 16 by 16s and a knockoff build actual base plate for about $8.44, and that is with the maximum price of a 16 by 16. Okay, that is really cheap. I have all of these 2x bricks from my old collections that I'll never ever use again. I can just throw them underneath of here and call it a day. So MILS plating your city is not as expensive as you think. I also don't use any pins on any of this because I want my buildings just to sit there, link up together with another one, sit there, and when I want to move it, I can just take it out and go from there, okay? That is a very long-winded way of telling you MILS plates are not that expensive. I'm gonna show you now how I build them because I already kind of have one done here. So the first thing is I get my knockoff plates here, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these off because I'm gonna cut this with a razor blade. Now, if you have a whole bunch of old base plates, by all means go ahead and cut them. I just, again, don't care that this is not Lego for this purpose. It's the only piece I don't care about. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these on here just to get my spacing. I'm gonna push down just this center edge to make my 16 by 32 base plate. Okay, so I just have that edge pushed down nicely right there. That is my straight edge. I'm going to take my utility knife here, okay, on my cutting mat, and I'm just going to score down this nice and slow, staying tight against my straight edge here, okay? This will give me perfect spacing by doing it this way, and I'm just going to keep going down a little bit more, just keep even pressure all the way down. Okay, taking this nice and slow, and there we've cut through. And there I have a very nice clean edge. If it ends up getting a little sharp on you, if you have a little deburring tool, you can just take this, go right down the edge super lightly, and take off just that wee little bit so that rounds off that edge there. Now, again, by doing that with plates, I know that my cut here is exactly in the middle of the 2 rows of bricks. So that's not going to overhang at all. It's not going to be weird. It is exactly where it needs to be. Ooh, whole length again. Look at that. Oh, no, a little bit there. Okay, so now I have my base plate. Now I need to lay out my 2x bricks on here, okay? So how I do this, again, I normally will use 16 by 16 plates, and I will just put down some of the 2x's. You could use 4x's as well if you want, for my front edge, okay? Then I'm gonna go ahead, and since I'm using 16 plates, I don't have to get these super close. I'm going to skip, and I will generally also put this next to me here so that I can see my spacing, okay? So what I've done here is, let me go one more up. Okay, I have one on the side. Then this one up here is half for this plate, half for the next one up there. So I can go straight across, one there, one there. Okay, same spacing right there. Now in the middle, you only need, I'll put one more like this, again, right across the middle, so that that gets support in the middle there, just like I have support up here. And then I'll do maybe 2 more of these. Okay, that is all you need. And that is solid. Everywhere you push, because it's a bigger plate, it is solid everywhere that you push. Okay, now for this top section, we'll get a couple 2x2s up here. Like so. I'll put my 2x4s here in the middle. You also could just do 2x2s on the edges if you want. And then I'm going to put down 2 more 2x4s here, like that. I'm going to place this on. Okay. Now in this configuration, the way I have this here, this MILS plate to make this 16x32 with the green from buying stuff on Bricklink will cost me about $3, $3.50 tops to make this. I'm using bigger plates, they're more stable, I don't have to worry about, because if I use these, okay, I would have to use a ton more bricks because I have to worry about where it all lines up at. So that would have to go there. I could probably get away with that. Okay, and that's for one. So that's 3 bricks to hold up one of these. When I'm using, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 to hold up one giant one of these. I'm going to be using so many 2x2 bricks or 2x4 bricks. I mean, I need at least 4 for every one of these, and this takes, this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That would be 11 of these times 4, so that would be roughly 35 to 40 bricks. So 3 to 4 times the amount of bricks needed to hold up these 4x6 plates than one 16x16 plate. That's just a really long way of just kind of showing you guys how it is that I make the plates for my city. Again, it really adds a lot of stability to them so that I don't need to worry about my kids moving them around. I mean, I still worry about them moving it, but like my older ones can easily do it without that. So that is how I build a MILS plate for way cheaper than anyone online will show you. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want to use these, maybe I'll make a little IO file down below just so you can kind of see all the parts of what to use for this. But this is how I build them. It works well for me, and I hope it works well for you too. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, if this helped you out. But tell me, how do you build your MILS plates? Let's talk about it down below in the comments. Have a good day, happy building, and I'll see you guys next time.